All right. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are having a nice Thursday night. I am here. It's Master Swood back with my friend Mist, and we are here to cast some UNC OW White Overwatch for week 2 of NACE. How you feeling about this?
I'm feeling excited. We know UNC Overwatch White. They won their game last week, 3-0, I
Yeah.
believe. So strong team this semester. We're expecting great things, and we're excited to watch them. I think I speak for both of us on that one.
100%. Do you want to go through a bit of the roster we got going on tonight?
I
Oh,
think we're getting right into game, so we can do that kind of as we go.
we will indeed. So we are going into our first map. It's looking like it's going to be Lijiang Tower, which is a classic. I mean, I think we should all expect that. And we're going to be starting off on Night Market. UND is going to be running this Symmetra comp, TPing the point, and so they will have some first point control. UNC instead looking for this Pharah comp, something that's a bit more slow, can play around the edges, and will rely on Corraligator to help get some picks. Already engaging is El Fuego, taking a lot of damage and does get bursted down, but there is a trade going out, and Corraligator is able to collect the Ana on the side of UND. So things are still at 4v4. Here we have Spasmatism in the back, 1 HP, and
Oh.
does not get out of the clutches of that Reinhardt. And so it may look like UND, with this first cap, are going to have a pretty steady control for now.
For now. But for UNC, I think we're that is an unfortunate trap for
It is
Fuego
indeed.
387. However, for UNC, as we're seeing, Crowligator on this Pharah is building ult and he's just poking. They don't really have any answers for him on the Sim Junk comp.
Yeah,
Uh,
another trap kill, but a couple of picks going for UNC. So some spam damage as well. A big anti-nade coming out from Jif. Great job there. And with El Fuego coming back, this one should be just about wrapped up. They'll finish off the Junkrat, and UNC is going to be able to flip control after just about a quarter of the control point
yeah,
percentage.
and
So
that's what UNC really wants, right? They want to play that slow game. They probably could have just done that in the first fight and capped a little bit faster, but I mean, they got the job done in the end, and now they're taking up percent already at 12 now.
we see El Fuego just trying to chillin', kind of baiting everything coast here, letting his Pharah do the work. He'll come back main. There's a Sigma swap and also a TP back on the point, and now we have a nanoed monkey, and that's a big kill for El Fuego. He's going to be walking out on this Sigma, collects another kill. This one's going to be a clean fight win for UNC. Will this Lucio escape with his life? It looks like he will.
I'm intrigued by the Sigma swap on the side of UND. Not really a pick we see on this map too often, at least in Overwatch 2, where you only have one tank to work with. You think like the very hyper-mobile comp of UNC, I mean, you got that Pharah in the sky, you have Genji, like, I think the Sig may struggle to deal with the threats from multiple angles. He's already bubbled off.
Yeah, looking to try to get some poke out on this far, I think is the idea of the swap, though. I'm not sure how successful it'll be. For now, it'll be El Fuego popping his ult, trying to look for a pick. Corralgator pops his as well, and that's 3 kills all going the way of UNC, and that's going to be another good fight win and a bit of a stagger as well towards the end.
Yeah, UNC wins another fight, and they keep Blade. Blade's definitely their win con here. UND, though, holding on to Tyre. We may see Tyre as a way to counter Blade, or we may see the Lucio beat. Either way, Spasmatism's going to have to work to get this Blade off, but if he can get off a clean one, it could carry UNC to this first map.
Yeah, if you're UND here, you only have one clean engagement left. I would try to get aggressive with that Lucio beat. Unfortunately, there's going to be a pick,
Oh!
so no tire response for Blade will be available. Still some ults available for the supports of UND. And a Blade coming out and a kill from Spasmatism, another kill as well. And it's looking all UNC at this point. This Sigma point trying to stall, but he's basically alone. Will pop the Flux and try to hit that friendly neighborhood monkey, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Does get, a big 2k on the tire, but the Sigma today had 7 HP, and he's finally taking down. Rez comes through on El Fuego from Psychic, and with just a couple more hits of damage, it should be a fight win for UNC, and round 1, Night Market going their way. Diana falls, and it's momentarily.
Just Lucio stalling the point now.
Yep.
As
Psychic pulls out the pistol to help clean everything up. And then finally, yes, we do have UNC winning Night Market.
Sometimes as Mercy, you have to do it yourself, Swood. I think you're somebody who knows that a little bit as a main support player.
I'm known to dabble in the pistol.
Psychic getting maybe a little impatient with their team there, and finishing off the Lucio themselves. Pretty clean map as far as UNC is concerned. They had a small hiccup at the beginning, but they played the comp well. They used that Pharah to kind of bully UND, kind of take advantage of the Sigma pick off the Rhine, and really capitalize on the synergy of their comp. Getting picks with the Pharah. There's a huge pick on the Junkrat that had Tire from Coralligator last map. Little friendly fire on his own main.
Yeah, and we're going to be switching over to Control Center, and I'm actually a bit surprised. I see Jif here on the Zenyatta, so it's not exactly a full brawl here on Control Center like you might expect, but I think what we all are excited to see is Coralligator on the Junkrat.
We have very similar looks here coming out.
Oh, and a big pick already from Coralligator.
Coralligator showing why he's the Junkrat of legends. The J Silly that we all want to be.
Yeah, getting some nice fan damage here with an off angle as well from Spasmatism on the Soldier. This is going to be... Oh, another pick!
Another one.
I mean, nobody does it like Coralligator on the Junkrat. He's already 60% to a Tire, and he'll probably get up to at least 80 by the time the next fight starts. And another pick! Oh my goodness, Coralligator.
I think Coralligator could probably declare Control Center as a home address at this point, after all we've seen over multiple years of this guy playing this map with this character. It's just absolutely brutal for anybody trying to play up against him.
Not only is it a home address, but I'd say he's living rent-free in the heads of UND right now. They're looking for some alternate path and trying to do something to try to get through this Junkrat spam.
A lot of spam here with the Soldier as well. Can do a lot of burst to the Orisa.
And now he does have the Tire. Oh, but he is traded out. A couple nice kunai there from that Kiriko. And with that spear as well, it's going to look like UNC is going to have to give up a little bit of space here. El Fuego getting some help with that amplification matrix. Kiriko popped as well, and Spasmatism uses his Soldier alt tac visor. Everybody's trying to find kills, and it looks like Jif will help win out there, but El Fuego will win the battle in the front line. And I think UNC is going to stabilize here after losing a Coralligator early. Yeah,
I think UNC is playing this smart. They're focusing down Mirage on the Orisa on the side of UND, which with the Zen Orb, it's going to be a lot harder for UND to keep their Orisa alive than UNC. That Discord Orb really, really hurts Orisa, especially when she's not getting sped into the enemy team. She really has no defense or shield. Oh, Coralligator loses the jump 1v1 though.
Getting a little bit too creative with it, I think. Was going around for a bit of a flank and does lose that junk 1v1. That's going to allow UND to take white here. Well, they will have that high ground advantage with the Junkrat, and I think it's going to be really difficult for UNC to hold on, though they do have some ults. And Coralligator is going to pop his Tire from spawn, I believe.
And it happened fast there, but Jif killed the UND Tire. So can Coralligator get a better one? He does get one.
Coralligator does! From the top ropes, he's able to get a kill, and 2 kills going the way of UNC. Now Jif pops his Transcendence for good measure, and before you know it, we are already in overtime. This Junkrat here on the side of UND trying to find some picks from up top, but with the Discord Orb and 32 HP, he's not going to be able to do much, cannot touch. And that is map 1 going the way of UNC.
Wow. That was a strong showing. That was really impressive.
I have to agree.
From UNC there. I think the first fight had us a little worried as we see El Fuego's play of the game. See if it gets skipped back to lobby. It doesn't look like it.
No. We get to see the nice Gushue Primal Blade from El Fuego here. Collecting some nice kills.
Yeah, it may be Thursday, but to El Fuego, it is Winton Wednesday.
Every day.
Every single day. But, yeah, I'm really impressed. First fight, I think UNC may have been a bit nervous, may have jumped the gun, played a bit rushed with their Pharah comp. But after that, I think they really settled in. I think they really played the way that they wanted to play, and they made it work. Yeah,
and I'd have to agree. Every time it looked like UND was ready to throw a punch, another counter punch right back in there, whether it be Coralligator on the far or the junk, or Spasmatism finding some nice kills on Genji and Soldier 76. Coralligator, El Fuego also holding pretty strong in that frontline battle, and that's with UNC lacking Sean today. No Sean TJK8. He is elsewhere occupied. So it's going to be just El Fuego holding down the front line for UNC, and a strong start for him, I'd say.
Yeah, and that's something I think we were keeping our eyes on as far as like how this is going to go. UNC Overwatch White has only played 1 game this season, and they had Sean, who's their regular starting tank. But we have 2 tanks for a reason. And I think El Fuego is showing that he more than can hold his own on that front line in those tank duels.
Yeah, good work for him so far. We also had our supports, as always, Jif and Psychic, doing their good work.
Need their credit.
Jif found some nice value on Zenyatta. I think a bit of an unconventional pick on Control Center, but a hero that's definitely trending more towards the meta, much to your dismay.
Yeah, as a tank, I don't think any of us like that, but they don't like hearing Zenyatta. Yeah.
Oh, we have word that we're gonna have Kings Row for the next map. I think that's unsurprising to anybody who's ever played NA Overwatch.
Yeah, this might be the most conventional game of North American Overwatch that you've ever seen. We go from Lijiang first map to Kings Row second map.
Yep.
This is just about every match or scrim that you can play in organized Overwatch these days.
Sounds about right.
These two maps are beloved. I mean, they're beloved for a reason. They're pretty good maps.
I'd say so. I mean, I'll never tire.
I mean,
of
you
Kings
play
Row.
Lucio, so I think you should like both of them.
I mean, hey, guilty as charged. So, obviously, Kings Row. I think everybody's seen this map at least once at this point. If you've ever watched us on Twitch, what do you expect here? I know I'm expecting to see some more Junkrat, to be honest.
I think some more Junkrat is a pretty safe bet. Junk being pretty strong, Coralligator favoring the Australian mania. I don't know what he is.
Psychopath?
Lover
Strange man?
of explosives.
Yes.
And yeah, it looks like we're maybe seeing that indeed with Coralligator on the Junk. UND does not look like they're mirroring it. Doesn't look like either team is going for the newly buffed Reinhardt either. We haven't seen that at all so far tonight.
Yeah, we saw it a bit from UND at the beginning.
We did. We did. That's
but
true.
I think the threat of Coralligator's Pharah was enough to get them quickly off of it.
Yeah. The Rein Sim Junk is really looking for kind of quick brawl fights, but on that particular map and against Pharah, there's just not much of an answer in the long fight.
We'll have to see what UND's answer is for the last map in total here on defense of Kings Row. It's going to be an early kinetic grasp used here from that Sigma, and already taking some shield damage. UNC might be able to take some space off of this.
Yeah, I do like this comp for UND against what UNC is coming out with here. You have the Sigma to kind of deny the Junkrat a little bit at least, and is the least messed up by Zen.
Well, a big anti-grenade, but unable to capitalize on it is UND. Big res coming through after Spasmatism did find the Asp, but then Jif's going to find another kill. And falling weak are the members of UND. This is a quick cleanup. Nice job from UNC there. They applied a lot of pressure, and despite a nice anti-nade coming out from that Ana, they were able to really find some damage in the counterpoint. I think a bit of a flank angle from Spasmatism there, at least on the right side of Statue, was enough to enable them to chunk down some of those swishes.
Which is what you want to see from your DPS, especially a DPS like Soldier, who can reposition really quickly.
Nice rock
and
here.
Coralligator getting the trap kill this time
Yep.
on Rainby the Sim for UND. Let's see how much space UNC is able to actually push up and take here.
It looks like they want all of it. Very aggressive, no fear, despite the anti. Elflego wants to hold W, and he definitely wants to keep this corner from the looks of it. Will force the kinetic grasp, and I believe the shield's broken. That Sigma will fall. Nice job from UNC, just continually applying the pressure. Great job also from the supports keeping up Elflego. And a nice spear and combo to the end of it.
Yeah, that was clean. That was clean. Orisa Gaming, when you when you have those Orisa cooldowns, I mean, you can get away with quite a lot. You have a lot of things to bail you out, and I mean, Bap Zen is pretty strong.
Wow, aggressive play here, going on to the Ana. They will finish it off. Nice job, and they'll finish the Sim.
Elflego is just pressing W non-stop.
Elflego is not scared. He's got the orbs from Zen coming out. Jif, excuse me, not the orbs, the Ana heals. No, the orbs, sorry. I'm getting mixed up. Anyway, It's been a while since I've done this. A trap coming out onto Spasmatism, but he'll survive. Elflego will take the front line again. He's still holding W. He doesn't care. He does not care.
We might. Oh, no, the trance comes out.
The aggressive play will not come to an end just yet, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Spasmatism pop that visor. He does here. Will take out the Mercy, looking for more, trying to find members of that backline. He doesn't, but it's not going to matter because UNC just capped second.
UNC just playing so pressing. There was never a fight that happened on that entire play. They were just pushing the issue. Forcing the staggers, never letting UND respawn and take a full team fight. They're playing so up-tempo right now. It's so great to see.
Elflego. I have to say, this is absolutely calculated aggression right now. And
yeah.
Or, it could be reckless, but either way, it's working.
Or great support gameplay. One of the two. Or both, maybe.
I'd like to say both.
Sometimes it's hard to tell as Coralligator gets another.
Two
more.
Way. Coralligator doing things that are unspeakable, violating some sort of law. And here
surely
on
this
point
must be illegal somewhere.
He's standing with the tires still, and a big, oh my god, a big Orisa ult used. He's going to pop Tire. I'm not sure there's anybody even alive. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
We'll get one, and UNC just
Wow.
had, with over 4.5 minutes on King's Row, that is a stomping.
That was a masterclass from UNC. Played just as aggressive as they could without actually dying, without using too many support resources. But still just hyper pushing the issue, never letting UND find their footing at any point during that entire defense. After we saw the first point cap come out, which really just snowballed from one pick from Spasmatism. After that happened, UND never got to breathe. UNC was in their spawn practically by what, like halfway through second point? Like, I don't think El Fuego ever stopped pressing W.
No, I'm pretty sure the S key on his keyboard has been unbound.
No.
It's
we may need to check on his keyboard.
Yes, his walk backwards is now on right bracket. It's you know, it's crazy.
I mean, hey, if you don't need it, then you don't need it. Because UND never brought out the punish.
Just when you think, oh, you know, this is gonna be the time, you're gonna get punished for the aggression. They're gonna get punished for the aggression. You know, an anti-nate coming out, or the Sigma coming out. Boom! There are UNC supports, especially Jif there on that Zenyatta popping that Transcendence and helping keep his team up, allowing Spasmatism to then use his visor and secure second point. Great teamwork all around from UNC here, and if their defense is anything like their offense, this is going to be over quick.
Yeah, and we're going to see a new look come out from UND with a Ramatra and a Pharmacy comp. So I think UNC may struggle here on first point to deal with the Pharah, opting for the Reaper instead of the Soldier on defense.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise to see Spasmatism on the Reaper here after the success he's had on Genji and Soldier so far. Obviously a fairly skilled Reaper player. I believe he played in their first match, and kills are already going the way of UNC.
End it.
Jif does not like UND here. he does not at all. Battle of the UN.
Strictly from a gameplay perspective, Jif is not a fan of UND. I'm sure it's a
it's a lovely university.
Lovely university that we all love.
Jif is not a fan.
Strictly in Overwatch, not a fan. Spasmatism may overextend there a bit.
Yeah, a bit. Punish for the
can they get
El
Fuego out?
El Fuego does find the kill though on the mate of trade, and so he gets out with his life as well. And it looks like UNC will be able to at least stabilize here. I wouldn't be surprised if UND doesn't have a significant push until the time Spasmatism is already back. Yeah,
and the concern here with playing Ramatra for UND is that Ramatra, like Orisa, can sometimes struggle into Zen. I mean, most tanks will, but Ramatra and Orisa are kind of two of the tanks that struggle the absolute most dealing with Zen, especially Bap Zen. You can burn Ramatra really quickly.
Nice use of the Javelin spin there to help counter that aggression from the Nemesis form of that Ramatra, and all of a sudden it's just nowhere to go for UND. But a pick, they do have an opening. That'll be Jif falling down to the hands of the Bap, and it looks like El Fuego does finally get punished for being a bit too aggressive. Psychic's immortality field is not long for this world, and UND will cap first point here. Although they do utilize a Bap Matrix at the very end of the fight.
It almost looks like his mouse stuck there, like he couldn't move. Like he brought it up, but then he kind of just stopped. But, you know, it happens. But still not a terrible defense for UNC. I mean, 2 minutes shaved off the clock. You can see the time bank for UND is already lower than UNC's. They will get a bonus if they cap second, but it's fairly unlikely, I think, that they can match the time of UNC. I think the real test for the Tar Heels right now is going to be countering this Pharah.
Well, for now, they're able to counter the front line. Pharah will come out and will get one that is Spasmatism, but there had already been 4 deaths for UND in that fight. The Ramatra falling particularly early, and I was going to say earlier, the good news for UNC, if there is any silver lining from losing first, is that it did allow a good opportunity for Spasmatism to now switch on to the Soldier 76, which will be able to help counter that Pharah.
Yeah, definitely more so than Reaper. Reaper Junk may struggle to kind of deal with that Pharmacy. But now Soldier can still blow up Ramatra quite well, so UNC can still look to win the frontline duel, to tilt that in El Fuego's favor. How are they going to deal with this?
Big Ramatra ult coming out, trying to find some picks. Ant Matrix will come out to punish it, and that is a great punish of the Ramatra ult. Sometimes you think you're invincible when you got it, you hold W, and all of a sudden Psychic's Ant Matrix is in your face, and you are dead.
Psychic's Ant Matrix plus Discord Orb plus Junkrat plus Soldier 76 Burst is pretty hard to live as a tank.
Not too shabby of a combination.
Even
there.
with Ramatra's block and high HP total, it's not easy. So UNC plays around that perfectly to deny one of the better ults in the game, I think, by most accounts.
Yeah, and the longer that UNC wins fights here is the longer they get to fight at a choke, and this big choke is perfect for Corralgate on the Junkrat.
Absolutely. UNC wants to honestly invest ults to keep it, but it looks like they're going to give to this corner for now.
There's going to be a tire coming out from Corralgator, trying to wait out the BAP Matrix, looking for something, but great lamp from the Baptiste will help counter that tire, and he's unable to get it off before the lamp, disappeared. And in the meantime, Nemesis Form doing some good work trying to clean up this fight for UND, and they will be able to get out of that choke and now take some significant space to creep up on the 3rd point.
Yeah, the Ramatra comp that they're running here is probably the best UND has looked tonight. They're making pretty strong use of Overwatch 2's newest character, released at the beginning of Season 2. What ults are we going to see here? Probably.
I'm looking at this Blizzard.
Yeah, probably a Blizzard coming out from Rainbee. May just use it on El Fuego, who's lost some cooldowns.
Fuego taking some heat will force that
there
lamp
it is.
From Psychic, and there is the Blizzard. Unable to eat it is El Fuego, but he's going to pop his ult instead. Still can't find any kills with it. Kills mostly going the way of UND, but now it's even. Psychic doing some work on that Baptiste. Now, it could be, yes, here it is, the Ramatra ult coming out, trying to help clean up this fight, trying to end it and get the victory for UND, but no kills yet. Now, there it is, Psychic finally falling. El Fuego trying to help in the back, but it won't be enough, and that cap will go to UND. They are now on 3rd point.
Yeah, a good play by Mirage there to recognize that he was never killing that Orisa, even with ulting Ramatra, and to go for the backline, using that 30% speed increase that Ramatra gets in Nemesis form to W right onto Psychic and kill them on the Baptiste. Forcing Nemesis out pretty early,
It's a very
though.
early Nemesis form.
Yeah.
And he still burst it down. A couple nades and some Psychic damage, if you see what I did there, coming in, and that will be basically a fight. UND forced.
Oh, that's a creative window from Psychic.
Psychic from the top ropes coming with the window does help secure 1 kill, so not wasted per se, but a bit aggressive certainly.
Yeah, I think maybe the rationale for Psychic is we had the Ramatra ult come out for UND, so that's really the use for the BAP window.
Right.
And so maybe they think they can build another one, and Mirage is down again.
Well, Psychic will have some time to build that next one, because again, yes, Mirage falling down, and Corralgator getting so aggressive, holds W yet again, and helps collect 3 kills.
Wow.
My goodness. He saw that tank go down, and he said, oh, I'm the only tank on the field now.
Yeah, and there it is again, Zen Soldier just absolutely bursting down Ram, as UND is going to switch over to Sigma. Probably, on paper, the better look into Orisa and all this poke.
Corralgator taking, El Fuego taking space with that tire coming out, and is able to help burst down the Immortality field this time, enabling Corralgator to get a 2K there. Great teamwork there from UNC.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing a lot of great synergy from UNC when it comes to things like ults and like that tire specifically. Corralgator pops the tire, but it's not just that. UNC walks forward off of it, takes space. Yeah, if there's one thing we can say about UNC tonight, they have held W. Corralgator gets a trap, but it doesn't look like he'll get a kill off of it.
Not quite this time. Valk coming out here from UND. With that Mercy actually losing, already have her health. And will actually fall.
Spasmatism,
Spasmatism targeting the Valking Mercy with his ult. That's the 2nd time we've seen that. Great use of his attack visor there. And kills going for UNC, although there falls Jif. And this one's still anybody's fight here.
Yeah, Jif not thinking it's worth to invest the Transcendence. He might be justified if UNC can wipe up some kills, but
things still even.
It's a
trying
little
to isolate in the corner there. I'm not sure. It couldn't get the finish as El Fuego. Does he get rocked into the...
I believe he's rocked into the pit.
Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Oh, the Blizzard does come out from UND, which is an ult they might want back here as they try to push this in. And they want to push this in quickly. It doesn't seem like UND can get this in with time. So they may be looking at a 442 hold for a draw if they can't get it in fast enough, if UNC can stall this out. But El Fuego's going to take a lot of damage.
2 ults used, but no kills out of it yet. And Jif still holding on to this Transcendence. If UNC survives this, they are almost unbeatable here as long as Jif gets a good Transcendence off. El Fuego will pop his ult, and he does find a kill. Now Transcendence and Amp Matrix coming out. Both support ults gone from UNC, and they do find value off of it, enabling some kills, and Corralgator, Psychic, Spasmatism all coming in to help collect those kills for UNC. They get the team kill, and they get the win of Map 2. Kings Row goes to UNC.
Wow. I mean, a great map all around.
I'd have to say, yeah.
From UNC. UNT got a bit going there on their offense with the Ramatra May comp. But UNC kind of adapting to it well, even without switches. They did make one switch onto the Soldier 76, but other than that, kind of just changed the playstyle, I think. Bursted down Ramatra really efficiently with Zen. Did a great job.
Yeah, and it just seems like time and time again, UNT is not currently able to deal with the aggression coming out from UNC.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, the aggression is not coming from one individual player. It's coming from all the the members of UNC.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it's so devastating at the moment. I mean, we see El Fuego's definitely leading the charge here, just holding W on that Orisa, being basically unkillable. But the space he's taking is enabling Spasmatism and Corralgator, as well as both the supports, who we both know Psychic and Jif are a bit bloodthirsty when it comes to the support role.
Oh, absolutely.
All of them are getting significant amounts of damage in with the space that is being created. So with that, I mean, I'd have to say if things continue, this could be a 3-0.
Yeah, it's looking like it could go that direction. We just got word that we are going to Route 66 for the next map, so definitely a bit of a different flavor than the first two maps, which may favor more like close quarters combat brawling a little bit, although the teams didn't entirely play it that way, especially UND with the Sigma and Ramatra looks that they came out on. So maybe this map will hit more in their wheelhouse. I know El Fuego favors the Sigma from time to time, so maybe we'll see that out of him. I think UNC can definitely kind of play their same support line, though, which definitely is something that they would want to do.
Yeah.
We can't see the scoreboard, but I'm guessing that the damage numbers coming from the UNC support line are quite high. Yeah,
pretty high.
I'm guessing everybody's chipping into the damage tallies for UNC, with BAP doing a ton of damage, Zen doing a ton of damage.
Yeah, I mean, if I know anything about Jif and Psychic, it's that
they want damage.
They may be supports technically, but they basically play DPS heroes.
What do you say, support, not healer? They support their team by
killing
unsupporting the enemy team, which, you know, is a valid way to play support, I think, especially in Overwatch 2.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like killing the enemy?
No, I mean, you got to make plays somehow. So if you're on support, that doesn't mean there's not plays for you to make.
Yeah, speaking of making plays, I'm going to be curious as to what plays UNC is going to try to make on Escort, because Escort does play pretty fundamentally differently, especially Route 66, than a map like Kings Row or Lijiang Tower in hybrid and control, respectively, like you mentioned. And I really think a lot of that's going to come down to, what do we see Corralgator on? Will he play Pharah? Or will he play Junkrat?
That's an interesting question. I mean, maps like Kings Row, maps like Lijiang Tower, I mean, those are some of Junk's best maps. Always have been. Even in Overwatch 1, when Junk was not quite as good as he even is now, we would still see the Junkrat on those maps.
Yeah.
But Route 66 is an unconventional choice for the Junkrat enjoyers. It's not impossible. You can do it. There's kind of little caves you can hide in.
Yeah, definitely not third point viable.
Yeah, third point, I'd argue it's actually pretty strong.
Yeah.
But second would really be my concern if they do play the Junk. Second point, very vertical. A lot of kind of open high ground.
Some bends.
Some bends.
Sharp bends.
You know, some turns maybe.
Some twists, if you will.
Yeah, maybe. But not really the angles that Junk can just kind of spam down and get like massive value just shooting the tank.
But if anybody can get value on Junk on any point, it is, of course, Coralgator.
Oh, Junk's not a bad pick under any circumstances right now. Junk's one of the stronger DPS in the game.
And I don't think you would believe watching Coralgator play Junk that he just got nerfed. I mean,
no,
that's just me saying.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Hard to see the little range fall off on the mine, was it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think that's affecting Coralgator too much, as we see him just kind of racking up kills on maps like Lijiang Control Center.
The range might fall off, but Coralgator never has fallen
Never
off.
will.
Not even once.
No.
So that'll be fun to watch. I expect we'll probably have Spasmatism still on the Soldier. I feel like he's getting a lot of value out of that so far. Although he does have a pocket Genji he likes to pull out.
If UNC kind of pulls out the dive look that they had on the first map on Lijiang Night Market, we could definitely, I think, see the Genji come back out. A Genji that went really, really well in their first match of the season.
Yeah.
I got to catch a little bit of that match, and
Yes.
wow, that Genji was electrifying. So
Yes, for those of you who didn't watch last week's match for White, Spasmatism, he is an absolute menace on the Genji sometimes.
yeah,
He can do some things with that Japanese man that like should not be repeated. It is Cyborg Ninja-esque levels of crazy.
yeah. But overall, I mean, I think like from a team play perspective, I just want to see UNC keep up the kind of tempo they played with on that offense.
Agreed.
That was thundering. I mean, UCAP 442, I think it was on Kings
Yes.
Row is. If you're just joining us for the first time, that doesn't usually happen.
No.
Most pushes look a lot. UND's push looked a lot more standard for Kings Row, where you're like almost capping. Maybe you do cap with no time or just a little bit of time.
Yeah, some tough fights at the end
Or
of
you
second
get stuck
point,
at the end
or,
of you have
or
some,
the first choke of second point.
you
know.
struggle to push through second. You get second with like 2 minutes left, and then it's basically an OT fight to cap third. That's probably the standard Kings Row. That's like a decent push.
Yeah.
UNC kind of just blowing that out of the water with the staggers they were able to get.
Yeah, I think shades of Overwatch League, like shades of Vancouver Titans against like Toronto Defiant.
We need the little like record
Yes.
graphic.
I think the record on Kings Row is like 5 minutes something. So not
maybe
quite.
next time. Maybe next
Yeah,
time.
yeah. UND did get a res off on first, so I guess that's
That might have done
a
it.
few
Yeah,
seconds.
that might have been it.
But yeah, just very strong for UNC. I think we're still waiting for them to hop into Route 66. I believe, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the pick, yes.
Yeah.
So Route 66, that's UND's selection. Do you think, why did they go for Route 66 over the other maps in the pool, which are, if you don't know, Circuit Royale, Junkertown, and Dorado?
I think so.
I think
We should probably know that.
We're going to say Dorado. We're not playing Dorado ever. But
Yeah, no, we're never picking Dorado.
No.
And if you're doing counterintelligence research on us on the blue team, don't pick Dorado.
Yeah.
We actually love Dorado. Or do we? No one will ever
now
get
you
to
don't know.
Now
See-
you have no
see
idea.
what we just did there?
But Dorado aside, the map that we totally hate or love, one of the two, on Route 66, I think it's an interesting map because it does favor poke, at least on defense, but not quite as much maybe of the long-range poke
Yeah.
as a map like Junkertown or like Circuit Royale.
Certainly, yeah. You'd expect on those maps some more Widowmaker, maybe even some Hanzo.
Yeah, we haven't really seen sniper picks come out from UND, but we've seen kind of, like the medium range character. We saw like Cass come out
Yeah.
on Kings Row. So that's kind of like, that would be a pick that would be pretty well suited to Route 66, I think. Where like you can definitely still play Widowmaker if that's your pick, but those other two maps are hard to make almost anything else work at all. So I think this map kind of may give them some more versatility as we are finally headed in here.
Yes, we are on Route 66. We have filled enough time. We have. I mean, that's
Stall
what we do.
successful.
Yes, I'm a Lucio player. I'm used to stalling. So here we are. It's going to be Night Route 66, which I contest is worse than Route 66, but I know you
contest
disagree.
that all night maps are better than all day maps. So I'm the dark mode on everything guy. My co-commentator here uses Twitter light mode.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm
All
gonna
right.
out you right now.
So it's going to be a war today. Is that what it is?
I'm.
My producer is off camera and he's laughing at me.
It's
so
not
this is good.
slander if it's true.
Look, okay, you could take your First Amendment protected speech and, do you know what with it. No, I do use Twitter light mode. Fight me. I don't care.
Oh God.
Regardless, we are on the dark mode version of Route 66, and it's going to be a May coming out from UND, which I
Yeah.
did not expect.
You gotta wonder if like maybe this is like a comfort pick for Rainby. I mean, we saw that from them on Kings Row as well. Probably a more standard pick on Kings Row though than on this point. It may do work against El Fuego's Diva though.
Yeah, and El Fuego already falling weak, and I think does get
Yeah,
DMAC
loses
there. Yeah,
mech.
so already getting some value out of it for sure. I think that wall was pretty valuable. Corralgator finding some nice spam, but will take some damage to himself and not be able to finish off any kills with that.
Playing cover wisely, though, not getting overly greedy and dying to the Zenyatta, who's kind of marking him at this point, as Fuego goes onto the Orisa that was working so well on King's Row.
Yeah, not surprised for that swap there. I mean, just a bit of a better pick into the Mei, and once you see that come out, you can say, all right, we just switch.
Yeah, I think Fuego would have had to get pretty creative to deal with the Mei on the D.Va, and I think Orisa's just the easier pick to win on. Although wow, absolutely shredded.
Did not see that one coming.
In the
a Discord orb and some nice damage, helping melt Fuego. That's his second death already.
Really what we saw happen to Mirage on the first, and now Corralgator maybe getting a little greedy or didn't mean to fall. One of the two.
Either way, he's going to be dead with his tire in tow, so he'll have that next, but he isn't able to pop it there in that life.
Yeah, and this is turning into a solid hold from UND. Playing this kind of more poke comp, it may be hard just to keep El Fuego alive on the front line for long enough into this BAP Zen. It's really what UNC was doing. This tire could be really important.
Skybox, and he does find the kill, gets the Mei. That will make it easier to break this choke. A nice kinetic grasp coming out from Mirage, but here comes the aggressive use of the Javelin Spin. Now, using that Sigma ult, isn't able to confirm any kills quite yet, and does finally find Jif, but Spasmatism was able to trade one out in the meantime. UNC is kind of just ignoring this Sigma. They're saying, we'll kill everybody else. Now turning back, and I believe Mirage is going to hop off the map.
Oh, El Fuego speared him.
Not quite.
Wow.
El Fuego said, that's my kill.
Yeah, the Sigma has been absolutely processed by El Fuego there. Just Javelin spinned and then booped off the map.
Nice
Crowligator getting a very intentional Junkrat kill.
He was shooting around him.
Yeah,
in the general area.
There were nades around, and you know, Carb just happened to walk into them. But yeah, good pick from Corralgator there on the Mei, which really lets UNC kind of walk in, forces space to give, and a trance onto point from UND.
Yeah, Jif is gonna counter with his trance, I think. Well, not quite yet, but he does have it online.
Ooh,
couple kills traded out.
With Visor, though.
Yeah, he does, but Corralgator is able to find a trap kill of all things. Now El Fuego using his ult, getting that Sigma pretty weak. Down goes Mirage, and it's looking like all clean up here for UNC. They are able to cap first, and might be able to get some stagger kills if they push forward here. Or is... forcing the cryo freeze? Could be a big opportunity here for UNC to try to find this Mei.
I think Rainby kind of just looking to play on the high ground, but a little close and exposed. Kind of just shooting down that angle.
Yeah, just kind of holding up here. One-man army here for Rainby. Is able to get out, actually, so...
I mean...
nothing lost there for
Nothing
UND.
lost. I think on a map like King's Row, UNC, what we saw from them was pushing up to get kills like that. We don't really see that here, probably because of the exit picks that UND was able to get.
And speaking of picks, there's two the way of UND. A tire was popped by Corralgator. It does find one, but it's going to be hard for UNC to stay in this fight for now. Especially with, I believe El Fuego fell there. So, yeah, we'll be backing off.
Yeah, I think the UNC does have the closer spawns if you want to look for the positives of that interaction and that lost fight. Tyrene down 2. So maybe. And Corralgator does have an interesting position there up on that roof, although I believe he's jetted off of it now.
It's going to be curious to see how Spasmatism uses his ult in this fight. He's
yeah,
got it now.
You can definitely get angles here.
Jif's popping a Transcendence, probably to counter that Sigma Flux coming out from UND. And as a result, there's going to be a kill onto the Mei, but then Jif falls right after the end of his trans. Some kills being traded, and Corralgator trying to get away from that
Another trap kill.
Mid-nade, and does.
Don't peek it, Corralgator. You're on the perfect HP. Oh, unfortunate.
And down goes Spasmatism, but Psychic and Jif, Psychic there especially to clean up that kill onto Mirage. And here we are.
I was meaning to comment on it earlier, but Psychic has some jukes.
Yes.
We saw Mirage struggling a little to get that finish on the Sigma as Carb 10 HP.
Chat, they don't know.
Yeah, does he know?
10 HP, but does have the
10 HP in a dream.
You can't pop the Deadeye here. But UNC definitely does not know
I
that
think
he's down here.
Carb banking on maybe this Mega. And it looks like they're going to get it.
Does get the Mega, but there's a fight happening on point here. Hard to see exactly what's going on. Not able to find any of these
Spasmatism has this power position. That's a great angle for a Visor.
Oh,
he may not even need it.
Yeah, I mean, the kill's already going the way of UNC. Couldn't really see what happened there, but it looked like just El Fuego won the frontline battle along with Psychic, who will get hit by that magnetic grenade, but be fine.
Yes. Only time I've ever said that.
There's a first time for everything.
Yeah, usually that ability is death for any squishy. As Bilby tries to get back into spawn.
Is able to do so, but just barely.
Bobbing and weaving through this Coralligator Junkrat spam. Struggling a little bit, but is able to get Mirage's Orisa back.
Just
we have the Orisa mirror now.
So much pressure coming out from Coralligator and UNC, and it's going to help. Again, El Fuego's going to take a lot of space. Big tire coming out. El Fuego trying to stall until that May gets out of cryo freeze, looking for the tire kill. Doesn't even get the May. Instead goes
Once
for
again, solo tires.
Goes for the spawn room. And Matrix down, but I don't think they're going to be able to get a lot of value out of it. And Spasmatism up there on high ground helping clean up some kills. And unless we see some big ults come out from UND, which they do have, it's going to be hard for them to retake point.
UND just struggling to fight into this pressure.
Oh, they're going to have
so
to
much
use their
pressure coming
map
out.
lamp before they can even get out of spawn.
And now it's the ults coming out.
It's not going to be enough quite yet. Coralligator, sorry, excuse me, El Fuego using his ult first and getting a kill out of that. And that is, again, a strong push there on second and third for UNC.
Spasmatism had that visor the entire round. Never really needed to use it.
I mean, he's better in the neutral. What can you say?
I get he's one of those soldiers that's so good that the visor's a nerf because of the lack of. Well, I guess now you can headshot in visor, so I guess that's not really a thing anymore. But the legend of the soldier who's so good that the body shot aimbot is worse than their normal aim when they're headshotting people.
I mean, I think we found it.
That's got to be the Spasmatism. But I loved that position he took on. Second point, top left up there. A lot of people don't know about that, or at least don't use it. But that's a really, really strong spot, overlooking all of where a last fight would happen. UNC just got picks before he even really needed to utilize it.
Yeah, I mean, he especially also on third, he just kind of took some high ground up near the truck there and just couldn't be moved. You know, scrambling left and right were the players of UND trying to get away from Coralligator's tire. You know, trying to survive that pressure that. You know, aggressive push with the javelin spin from Coralligator and that spam coming out as well from all angles, and just unable to contest that high ground, which, you know, if you can't do that, it's going to be a quick trip to spawn.
One of Junkrat's best attributes, too, is being able to bounce his nades, and he can actually bounce them off walls and bounce them into cover. So if Coralligator is doing that...
Doxed.
Absolute straight up doxed. If Coralligator is doing that, then what we're really seeing is now they have to peak Spasmatism. It's like you have to pick your poison between two really high damage DPS.
Now, I'm looking at the same thing you are here, and I know you're happy
the
because
Junker Queen.
We have a queen on the field, and that's a nice knife
this
to
is
help
my
try
favorite
to melt
tank in
Coralligator.
the whole game. I love this hero.
Gonna force the lamp, and it still won't be enough, so that big knife dislodging Coralligator, and a TP as well, getting uber aggressive here is UND. We haven't seen this all map, but this is exactly what you want to see. All match we haven't seen it.
I'm of course still rooting for UNC, but you love to see the Junker Queen come out from from UND.
This is the legend of the Junker Queen.
Yeah, the Junker. I mean, the only one in the game that I see. So it is the Junker Queen. Interesting support look as well from UND on the Zen Moira.
That old chestnut.
Yeah, Zen Moira, a little bit of an interesting pick, mainly the Moira. But hey, if you can make it work.
I mean, definitely.
TikTok is having a field day with this one.
Yeah, definitely keeping up the players there from UND, which was needed because they were getting a lot of spam.
Gets caught a little out of position.
Yeah, nonetheless, UNC is able to collect some kills. They're trying to maneuver around gas station here as UND, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Their players are short for this world. Finally melted down with the help of that Discord orb, and that's going to be the final kill collected. So UNC is able to push back out and stabilize there.
Yeah, I think the difference between like what we just saw from UND and what UNC was doing on King's Row is the team aspect of it. So UNC did something really similar to what someone like Carb just did, but they fed all together, which meant that they were actually able to keep each other alive and get kills before they could be killed. If you all feed together, it's not really feeding, it's more of a strategy, honestly. So that's really like, if you feed by yourself, you're kind of just, you know, dying by yourself. But if your whole team does the dumb thing with you, then it's not really dumb anymore.
Another teleporter coming out. Gonna force the lamp there. And not able to collect the kill on the Psychic. And also, it looks like Spasmatism is actually going to be the first one to get a kill.
Oh, he gets his revenge, though.
Coralligator using his own body as a bait. Very good job from him. You know, selfless play. What can I say?
Yeah, that's a teammate right there.
Yeah,
Willing to put his own body in the line of duty to get the kill onto Mirage, the Junker Queen. as UNC has killed 2.5 minutes here already.
And I think the big thing there from UNC is that despite the fact that it looked like Psychic was a bit caught out from that teleporter, UND did not find any kills, so there's no stagger coming from the spawns, and also they only had to use one ult.
Yeah, and another one comes out fairly early from Psychic with that window. As we see the TP come out again, and Coralligator
was ready for it.
Coralligator very ready. When you TP the same spot 3 times on Coralligator, he's gonna catch on.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart cookie, I will say. Unfortunately, there was some trades going out for UND. Spasmatism is dead, and he did have Blade. Still, UNC might be able to stabilize this because they do have a Transcendence. It's going to depend on when they want to use it. I wouldn't be surprised to see El Fuego get aggressive here with his ult and Jif to pop his as well. And already a pick coming
down
out.
Again. And here comes the ult from El Fuego.
Nice kills from El Fuego. Does get 2. And the Joker Queen ult, I think, just falls to the wayside.
I think it got trapped, actually. I think it was a little bit late, maybe, anyway. As Carb goes for the mirror on the Junkrat.
It's a bold strategy.
Recognizing that this is clearly the peak of male performance, the Junkrat.
And don't look now, but time is dwindling here for University of North Dakota.
Yeah, this is last fight territory, only the trance, and there it is.
Yeah,
Spasmatism still has the blade.
Spasmatism, he's got to be itching to use his blade. He's going to pull it right now with the help from Jif's Transcendence, looking to try to get some kills and unable to find anything, actually, but El Fuego is able to help.
Gets shut down, but it looks like El Fuego's put his carry pants on now.
Yeah, he's picking up some of that weight there. Does find 2 kills, make it 3 potentially. If he can finish off this Orisa, he does. And with Coralligator also popping his tire, I don't think any members of UND can touch him with the air shot to end it. University of North Carolina, UNC OW White coming out here with a clean 3-0. And I got to say, that was an exquisite game, an exquisite hold of first point.
Exquisite Overwatch.
I mean, what can I say?
I mean, hard to find another word to describe what we saw from UNC Overwatch White in this game. That was a really impressive showing. I think everybody really brought their A game. I think El Fuego 387 coming in for Sean, who wasn't able to be here tonight. Putting in a great performance.
I'd have to agree. I'd have to say El Fuego was definitely our MVP for this game. Just
not afraid.
Coming in, not asking any questions. You know, put his head down, got his Orisa javelin spinning, and just said, "All right, there's one key on this keyboard in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's W."
That's W, and occasionally, the E key for the javelin spin and the shift.
Yeah,
so, there's a
mostly
few other keys.
W.
But
mostly
yeah,
W.
Movement keys. Oh, it was all the W
yes.
from El Fuego. I think it's easy when you haven't played or if you haven't gotten in the lineup like in the previous match to come in and be a little like tentative, maybe cautious, not want to be the guy that messes up. But I think El Fuego came in courageous. He came in no fear, pushed the issue, played really up tempo and held space, which is really what you want to see from your tank.
Yep.
Creating that space. Pushing members of UND just out of the way, getting kills where you can.
Yeah, isolating individuals from UND.
Absolutely.
With that pressure. With the whole team backing them up, I got to say it was a great performance from everybody there. I mean, everybody, I think, had a few great moments. We saw Psychic get some nice amp windows. Coralligator doing Coralligator things, obviously.
Yeah.
I think Jif also just had immense amounts of damage on that Zenyatta. And, of course, Spasmatism being Spasmatism. Some great soldier play from him, shutting down the Pharah, forcing a swap there. So, overall, just a great win from UNC White. They will be back next week. Do you know who they're playing?
I am not sure who they're playing.
They are playing somebody.
They're playing another college.
Yes, that much we can promise.
Can confirm that they will be playing another college. I do not have the schedule in front of me right now, but it's sure to be another great game.
Yes, so tune in for that. Maybe we'll be here casting. Maybe we won't be. Who knows? We've rescheduled our game this week like 4 times. So with that, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Thanks, everyone, for watching and seeing a great game of Overwatch and a nice 3-0 win for UNC OW White. That's all I got for you guys. See you next time. GDTBATH.